Hello and welcome to the Met Office 10-day trend. In the last couple of weeks we've had two different flavours of late autumn weather. Last week we had the frosty nights and the sunny days. This week we've had mild air but very unsettled conditions. Now we keep the current flavour for the next 5, 6, 7 days or so. Little change into the start of next week. But a different flavour for the end of next week. It now looks likely that it's going to turn drier and calmer. But unlike last week, it doesn't look likely to lead to lower temperatures. If anything, in some places, temperatures may climb later next week. More on that in a moment, because Thursday's a fine day for many places. East Anglia, southern counties of England, Scotland, as well as Northern Ireland, sunny spells, but in between an area of cloud and showery rain, that rain turning more persistent for western areas later on. Very mild across the country. And into Thursday evening, well, looking out to the west, on the other side of the Atlantic, low pressure over Newfoundland. Now this gets swept up in a very powerful jet stream that's crossing the Atlantic. And you can see how quickly that low pressure then gets carried across the Atlantic towards the British Isles, so that by the start of Friday, well, any remaining rain across central parts of Britain will soon get swept up by even more unsettled weather pushing into the west. And Friday morning, it turns very wet and windy for Northern Ireland, central and western parts of Scotland, western parts of England, as well as Wales. And it's in these areas, an inch of rain or so widely, and over some of the higher ground from Scotland, Northern Ireland into western areas of the UK, well, we could even see more than an inch, 2, perhaps more, accumulating throughout Friday. And that will be accompanied by a strengthening wind, gales around coasts, 50 mile per hour gusts inland, 60 mile per hour for exposed spots. So very unsettled end to Friday, and with that combined wind and rain and the accumulation of the rain on top of the wet weather that we've already seen this week, well, those could cause issues, especially Northern Ireland, South Wales and the southwest, where rain and wind warnings are in force. Certainly something to pay close attention to if you are, say, travelling later on Friday. Now we get away with a largely dry day for the far north and northeast of Scotland, eastern parts of England. It's breezy and it's mild, but the wind and rain sweeps across all areas into Friday evening. So an unsettled end to the working week, but it is out of the way for the start of Saturday. And although low pressure still nearby on Saturday, many places will end up bright but breezy. And there'll be further showers, but many of these showers will be focused across parts of western Scotland, northern England, Wales and southern counties of England. Elsewhere, staying largely dry, avoiding the showers. Now, where the showers occur, they'll be frequent. Hail and thunder are possibilities, so some lively downpours. And they'll gang together in places to lead to more prolonged rain, particularly, say, later on Saturday as this little feature crosses northern Britain. Saturday's another mild day, if rather breezy. 14 degrees in the south. 9 degrees further north, so a little fresher here. Similar temperatures on Armistice Day and a similar pattern with southwesterly breezes bringing in frequent showers for southern and western districts. And there's the possibility of more prolonged wet weather for the south and southeast of England, something that's worth keeping an eye on if you've got plans. But by no means is it washout everywhere, because there will be plenty of sunshine, especially for the north and the east. Into the start of next week, well, little change. We're going to see further sunny spells and showers. Again, the showers, especially in northern and western areas. Sunny spells at their best in the east, mild air. But there is a threat of perhaps some more prolonged wet weather into the southeast for a time early on Monday. And whilst it's the southeast that sees the wettest conditions during Sunday and Monday, that does move out of the way for Tuesday and Wednesday, and it dries up and starts to settle down in the southeast. We look to the west then, where further weather systems will start to push in and mainly affect northern Britain across Tuesday and Wednesday. Subtle changes then as we go through next week that will make a big difference to the weather that we'll experience. Now, this is a summary of what we expect during the days 1 to 6, with low pressure to the northwest, tight isobars across the country, mild southwesterly airflow, but bouts of wind and rain. Showers as well. Into days 7 to 10, a bulge in high pressure from the east will extend across the UK, and that means that it will turn drier, it will turn calmer, and we'll see a change in wind direction that is likely to bring winds up from the south, or even possibly from the far south, Iberia, North Africa, very warm direction. So a summary of days 7 to 10 is that, yes, it looks likely to settle down, drier and calmer. Of course, at this time of year, that does mean that we'll have fog at night, misty mornings, and where the mist lingers, well, it could affect those temperatures during the daytime. Where it doesn't linger, we can expect some mild afternoons. So certainly not as windy or as wet as the next few days, but it does still stay mild into next week. Bye-bye.